Dun, 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 dun. Well, if you ever wanted to know how you look with orange hair, babe, there you go. If him and Omar were to fuse together, that's how they would look. That's the ginger version of him. What's happening? What's happening in YouTube? Where's everybody at? Oh, wait. Oh, it is set up. This over here.
I was in that game, but then I lost.
That way it doesn't get in my way like it did yesterday. Oh, this over here. Long time since I tapped it. What's good, Shadow? What's good, my boy? What's cracking lacking? Oh, the Yarda's definitely up in the building. What's good, Bueno? What's cracking lacking, boy? I know I started doing the reactions back, basically, now that the strike has been lifted. Because, you know, let's see how long that lasts. Until I get another one. Mamadas. What's good, homie? What's good, Mankey? What's cracking lacking? Oh, Danger's definitely up in the building. What's cracking? We're just getting the day started. What's good, Chicano Malo? This is the time, roughly around the time we wake up. And it's like, what day is it? Fell asleep like at 4 years ago. What's up, Shadow? What's good, Alex? What's cracking lacking? What's good, Alex? Chavez, 2 Alexes. It's like my Hale. In my Hale, we have like 4 Alexes and like 8 Juans. So when we call them, they're like, which Juan? Like, are you saying which Juan or which Juan? Imagine calling them out for a Juan on Juan. Oh, man. Working, carnal. That's right, carnal. Getting that paper, that Skrilla Illa. I got my 12 King Cobra Tall boys. Let's go. Damn, that was at 12. I got one in here. I had to put ice on it. That's why. A little warm. Chilling, getting over COVID. Damn, that's gacho. Sorry to hear that. I know I got over COVID like a month ago, so I know that shit felt gacho. I felt all out of energy. I spent almost all day sleeping. I didn't even want to walk, bro. That COVID shit was no joke. Pero there's gente out there that say it's still not true. I know what world they're living in, but I have COVID right now. Fuck my damn. I feel your pain, my boy. I feel your pain. That shit was hitting hard. What's your take on strength, cartel, and stack speed? To be honest with you, carnal, I didn't even know who the vatos were until people were leaving me emails telling me about who, like, hey, what do you think about them? And I didn't know who these people were, you know? I'm like, man. So I went and I watched just a little bit, like, of it, but I haven't got enough information to even give my opinion on it, you know? Like, because I didn't know who they were at all, you know? Like, at all. So I think I would have to, like, know a little bit more about them, because I don't want to be speaking on them, you know, jumping the gun when I don't even really know them, you know. But so far, from what it sounds like to me, it sounds like it's a whole lot of, you know what I mean? It's like it's a waste of time, you know, and it's bad for business, bad for image. Because as far as I am aware, they're not gang related, so they're not gang members. They own their own businesses, so they have their own weightlifting thing and stuff like that. So it begs to wonder why are they trying to call out fades on the internet and stuff like that, because that's bad for business, especially, you know, when they're not street related people. People are not going to want to, you know, buy their brand or associate themselves with hooligan thugs, you know what I mean? And it's like, like what are they trying to prove if they're not from the streets though? Like I don't understand. Like, they're regular day civilian people. Like, civilian people are not supposed to be doing that kind of stuff or even caring about that kind of shit. That's why they're civilians. If that's the case, then they might as well go join the street gang. What up, homie? Saludos y todo. Guatemala. That's right. Shout out to Guatemala. 702 9K. Las Vegas. 702. Woo woo. Shout out to all of Vegas. There's a gang of homies here and watching. Hey, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I have homies that got deported over there to Guatemala. So I have a few homies that are out there. You know what I mean? So I know gente out there in Guatemala that I still talk to. You know what I mean? Feed me homies. You know, from Playboys, Wifins, a homie from Florence, a homie from 38, one of my homeboys. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah. Oh yeah, shoot it. You know, I'll peep it out. You know what I mean? Because it baffles me when people are not street related and they're gonna try to act like they are. Like what? Like why? Like why are you doing this? Like you're supposed to be better than these individuals. Like why? Like I don't understand. Fake cartel, they just do workouts and like food type vlogs. Yeah, you see what I mean? So it's like, why are they calling out each other for fades and acting like they street thugs? I don't understand. Like, it doesn't like. What's the purpose? I don't get it. Like, look, there's one thing I'll tell you. I seen the video. The guy Joey Stacks. He made a video dissing the big guy. Or wait, is it big guy or well the bigger dude from San Clemente? I keep forgetting homie's name, but the big dude. He made a video dissing him. Now, it works universal all around. The vato that's on the camera talking shit is not about the business, my boy. You know, you don't have to be a street thug or anything like that. If you're barking on the internet, my boy, you are not with the business. Plain and simple. You know what I mean? And I did see that bigger guy confronted the guy and he didn't want to get down with him. Like I said, I don't know these guys' characters or backgrounds or nothing like that, or what their beef's about. So I won't say who's right and who's wrong on that, you know. But if you're talking shit about a person and this person confronts you, my boy, then you have to get down, homie. It doesn't matter if he's bigger than you and you're smaller, because if that's the case, then why were you talking shit to begin with? And if you're pulling out a knife because he's bigger than you, then if that fool pulls out a strap, then people can't even get mad and say why he had to pull out a strap. Well, why did that fool have to pull out a knife? The fact that he pulled out a knife allowed these individuals to pull out a strap or jump him because he has a knife now. He's trying to get down with a knife. So now he's opening the doors for getting shot or getting jumped.
What are you talking about?
Some bodybuilder guys.
Oh, I think I seen that on YouTube. And I think I know what you're talking about.
So he was talking shit about him, and it's like you're calling him a bitch, a liar, a lame, and everything like that. So now this fool is in front of you saying, "Let's get down one-on-one," and you don't want to get down, my boy. I'm sorry to say, you're wrong, homie. You look bad. There's no people can't even defend that fool. There's nothing to defend. He started talking shit first because, from my information, the other vato never said anything on the internet. So. You know, like if you had a fallout with somebody, right? If you guys had a fallout, then you just move on, bro. You know, you don't have to make videos trying to damage his company or his reputation. Like for what? Those are like you're bitter. You know, I get it. Let's say if he is a liar or two-faced, and let's say all of this is true. He's a liar or two-faced and all that. Okay. But why do you need to go on the internet and slander the man, though? If you guys had a fallout, just move on with yourself. Just build up your company, build up yourself, you know, and go do you. Why do you feel the need to having to stain that fool's name? Now, who's the bitter one, you know? Not only that, you go on the internet, now you're talking shit about that fool. Now, who's the bitter one? Now he rolls up in front of your face and you pull out a knife and you're not willing to get down. Now, who's the bitter one? You get what I'm saying? Like, it sounds like to me that it's all one-sided, bro. It sounds like you the punk and the homie was just handling his business.
Who's the punk? The one with the knife?
The one with the knife, yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, because like, how you gonna talk shit about another man, fool, and then he rolls up to you and calls you out, and you're gonna be like, oh, nah, well, you're bigger than me. Well, if he's bigger than you, then why were you talking shit to begin with? Yeah. And then he said, well, I had to pull out a knife because I have a wife, I have kids to go home to. And it's like, if you have a wife and kids to go home to, then why are you talking shit to begin with then?
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's like, if you care about your family, then why you were talking shit to begin with? Talking about like, oh, well, I got a family and I got a business and a reputation. Okay, entonces, why are you talking shit for then? It's not that like, oh, this fool, I'm just trying to go home to my family. He's trying to play the victim. How you gonna play the victim when you were talking shit? If you really cared about your family, you wouldn't talk shit to begin with. If you really cared. Because you're putting yourself in those scenarios for something bad to happen to you. You're whipping out a knife, he pulls out a gun, you can't even be mad.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Anybody that talks shit about another person and if he confronts you, homie, there's no feeling sorry for that person. Whether the fool's bigger than him or he gets beat down, shouldn't open his mouth to begin with. You talk shit about another man, you better be able to back that shit up and not keep your mouth shut. Plain and simple. And that has nothing to do with streets or being a gangster or a thug. None of that. It's respecting another man, period. You never talk shit about another man. There's no need for that. This is not about being gangster or G cards or nothing like that. It's respecting another man, homie. You know what I mean? You don't insult another man or none of that. Because if you do, then you better be able to back up your actions, fool. Because there was no need to try to insult or slander the person. You know what I mean? Like, for what? And then when you want to play the victim, get out of here, bro. Like I said, I don't know what their beefs are about, or I don't know these guys' personas too good, but basing on what happened, I mean, come on now. But that's stupid, though. That's why I'm telling people, like, people think that they could talk shit on the internet and nothing bad's gonna happen. Like, and I said this a while back ago. If somebody really wants to find you, my boy, they will find you. No profile or not, or whatever. If somebody really wants to get at you, my boy, they'll find you, homie. They'll find you. There's people that have nothing to lose, have nothing better to do. You know that they'll put that amount of hours to track you down, and they'll find you, my boy. And when they find you, shit's gonna go south. People think that it's never gonna happen to them until it happens to them. You know, because people always want to paint this image that these fools are just all barred, no bite. These fools ain't really with it, and then they end up getting socked up, and it's like, what happened? Like, you just gotta respect another man, period, bro. You don't talk about another man, and that's it. You know, so, and then what's even more dumb is that after that encounter, somebody had sent me a link and I scoped it out, and the guy still was talking shit after that happened. He went on and he not even that fool, not even that other fool did that. And this fool still had the audacity to make a video talking shit about that fool. Still, like, damn. People are funny. Look, if you want to know who's right and who's wrong ever in a situation, or if you want to know who's really the solid one and who's not, the fool that's on camera talking shit is not with the business. If he's on camera insulting another man, talking about he knocked fools out and he's been here, he's been there, he shanked this fool, he shot that fool, whatever. Those fools are not with the business. Those fools are not with the business, my boy. If they're on camera talking shit about another man, they are not down, fool. They're not gonna do nothing, and they're not with it. Period. Real motherfuckers ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Real homies that are really gonna get at you and really make shit happen, they are not gonna go on camera and give you a heads up. Homie's not gonna give a heads up. And he should know that being incarcerated, you're not gonna be like, hey homie, I have a shank right here. Oh yeah, when I hit the yarda, I'm gonna stab that fool like 9 times. Wait till we get to where when he passes the basketball court, that's right, I'm gonna make my move right there. Fools are not doing that, dog. The vato that's gonna hit you is not gonna say a goddamn thing, fool. He ain't even gonna let you know he has a piece. He's gonna get at you. Plain and simple. You know, fools don't want to hear vatos doing the rah-rah. You know what I mean? No one's being impressed by that. Because now you're potentially giving the fool a heads up that you're coming and stuff like that. So why would you do that? But the sad part is that the owner of the business, he's the one that suffers, right? The guy that owns that hotel, because now his shit looks ghetto. People are probably gonna be scared and not want to go there no more. And now it's bad for business, for that person's business. But they didn't give a fuck about that fool or none of that, or everyone around them, how they were scared and there was, you know what I mean? All they were caring about was the situation. And it's like talking about the streets, like the streets, my boy, you're in a fucking motel. This ain't the streets. The streets are out there. So, you know. But that's what I'm saying, though. They're talking about the streets, my boy. When from what I have heard, that neither of them guys are from the streets. That doesn't make any sense. But I guess hear a little bit of Tupac, and now everyone has a little bit of thug in them. That's crazy, though. Now I'm not. Now I know why the white people will see some of the raza the way that they see us. Like, God damn, these Mexicans always fucking up my business. This guy is a. The gang always here. Straight to the. Danger, yes. Here, West Coast confused. I missed those street gang interviews they used to do in Fox 11 News. I know they used to do a bunch of those. And then you have individuals that be like, nah, vatos can't do interviews. Nah, hey, this is just nowadays, this new generation be fucking shit up. When vatos were doing interviews on Fox News since back in the day, since 1992, fool. Vatos be on that boo-boo shit. Vatos been showing their varrio since like 1992 live on Fox News, and these vatos are saying, nah, this generation right here. Like, madre, pinche vatos pendejos. They watch one interview where Vato said that shit can't happen, and all of a sudden everybody's an expert, and it's like, oh no, that shit will go against the reglas. And what? San Clemente. So. Oh, he's from San Clemente. But he's just from the city. No, he's not from the barrio, no? Well, which barrio? Because there's two barrios in San Clemente. I was hearing that they were trying to say, that's how I noticed it, because they were trying to say that there's no barrios in San Clemente when there is. There's two barrios. There's three barrios in San Clemente, actually, to be exact. You have San Clemente, you have the Chico San Clementes, and then you have the Lunimov San Clemente. So for people to say that there's no gangs, they're like, well, there's three barrios that they be going at it, and there's all kinds of sweeps on them that you can read the reports online, you know what I mean? Where vatos have been arrested for murders and shootings and all kinds of shit. But see, because a vato passes around and he says that it looks nice, all of a sudden there's nothing cracking. But if you go online, you see fools that get arrested for murders, and you see the crime wave of San Clemente, and you see that shootings and murders are sky high, and it's like I said, just because you pass through a city on the daytime on a Tuesday and it looks beautiful doesn't mean shit. All they need is 1 second, of one day to catch you, and that's it, my boy. It's you gone. Butterflies. Resident repping made. No, there's Varrio San Clemente, my boy. They deep, homie. They deep. Fool. They have more than 100 members to them. It's all entertainment. They wanted to get. Yeah, I can see it that way too. It's for entertainment, for views. Like I said, fools do make fake YouTube beefs, because I had been approached by certain YouTube channels. I'm not gonna say their names. That they wanted to do a fake YouTube beef for views and likes, and I wasn't willing to, and they got buttered. Yeah. I told you, remember with, the one. You forgot already? You don't pay attention to me. Yeah, and I wasn't willing to, and they got butthurt or whatever, and it is what it is, dog. Like, how am I going to be doing all that weird shit for? That's weirdo stuff, bro. But it is what it is. What's the desert? Oh, big boy, there you go. I got some new rolas for you to check out. Hey, that's right. Hey, you guys go check out ese Little G from the Prime family, Mr. Criminal's label, Little G. He has good music. I have reacted to some of his rolas right here on the channel. Go check out his albums. Go cop his albums. They're good stuff. Homie has a lot of talent. You'll definitely dig his music. Homie, he definitely has skills. Like I said, before you could take my word for it, you could go check out the reactions right here. Homie has a lot of skills. Definitely, homie could spit. You guys know I don't steer you guys wrong. It's crazy. I know. I would figure that Vegas gets hot as hell. I still remember going over there, and man, it was like murder. You think that the steroids look at? Oh, they take steroids? Nah, that's just gotta be all natural, no? Because if you take your steroids, my boy, that's cheating. I don't know, it could be that. I mean, I don't know these vatos to say that they do or they don't. So I can't say that they do and I can't say that they don't. You know what I mean? I mean, it's possible. I mean, look at, there's been boxers and baseball players that took steroids at the time. People thought that it was just all skills and everything, and then it shows out that they were taking steroids and shit like that. Look at Mike Tyson. He was on cocaine half of his fights. So it wasn't like, was it all skills or was it the drug enhancements? You know what I mean? Because Mike Tyson said that he would take fake urine, I think from somebody. He'll take fake urine, so he'll be able to pass the drug test. And he admitted that in some other fights he was coked out and high and all kinds of shit. And it's like, damn, I don't know shit. That's crazy though. And even like baseball players that were hitting home runs, like they broke the home run records, they were on steroids too. And it's like, like it was too good to be true. Huh? And then they get mad if you call them out on it nowadays. Like, yeah, but you want a steroid. Why you gotta always bring that shit up? Well, because it's true. What up, folks? Saludos. That's right. Yeah, man. Have a blessed day. G. So, that's right. Shout out to Chito out there. F Troop. Woo woo. Yeah, shit from Little Vato Street. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, there's no need to talk about another man. If you dislike him, like, whatever. Look, there's people on here that I dislike my boy, and I never talk about them. Ever. There's YouTube channels that, we had fallouts and shit like that, and I never once ever, insulted them or talked bad on them or none of that, bro. That's how real men do it. That's how real G's do it, dog. If you have a fallout, you move on. You don't make it a public announcement. You don't make it a big deal, be venting online and shit like that. There's nothing gangster about that, fool. You know? You go your way, they go their way, and if you see each other, you see each other, and that's it, bro. The whole internet doesn't have to know. That's wanting attention, bro. You craving attention, bro. It's a cry for attention. We need peace, my brother. Yeah, we do need peace. We do need peace in this world, and I think we'll get peace when people stop worrying about other people's lives and just worry about theirs, and we'll have peace when people realize that you're not better than the next man, that we're all equal. But nobody could admit that. Nobody could admit that everybody wants their culture to be the best, instead of admitting that all our cultures are beautiful and all our cultures have, good things and bad things about them equally. But no, everybody always wants to say that, nah, my cultura is better than their cultura. So when everyone has pride in their cultura, right? So you're prideful about yours. So as prideful as you are about your cultura, these people are prideful about their cultura. So when you're saying that your cultura is better than theirs, think of it the same, because they feel the same about theirs. So they're going to say, nah, their cultura is better than yours. And then you have all these fucking bickering and, fighting over stupid shit. When why can't we just say that all our culturas are chingon? But no, nobody ever wants to admit that. Nobody ever wants to see that. Nah, mine has to be the best. You're acting like a little kid, fool, that doesn't want to share. Nah, it has to be that mine is the best. Like, get out of here. The day people can realize that every cultura is beautiful and that, everybody's equal, my boys, that they will have peace. But if you keep thinking that you're better than the next man, my boy, you never gonna have peace. And this has nothing to do with gangs and everything like that, because gangs doesn't. You could remove all the gangs from the planet, my boy. This world is still gonna have a shitload of problems, because everybody always wants to be better than the next man. And it's like, why? Why can't you just be equal to the next man? Nah, I don't want to be equal. I want to be number one. Like, okay. Like, does it mean that much to you? Yes. Is that important to me? Then there's some psychological problem that we need to get to the bottom of right there. Nah, I don't have no psychological problem. But if being number one means that much to you, my boy, then you have some psychological problems to you. Why is it that important to you? Let's get to the bottom of that. Let's figure out why the reason for that is. Okay. Let's open up them doors. Why is being number one so important to you? I bet you if we open up those doors and we start traveling to the past, I guarantee we'll find it. And it most likely will have to do with the way you were raised. That's why people are scared to get therapy. They're scared of the truth, what the truth might be. Like, you thought it was going to be this and that, huh? Because deep down inside, psychologically wise, you know what it is, and you just don't want those doors being open. Because finally hearing it from a professional, stepping it, that is what's happening. Fools are not willing to handle that truth. That's why they say when they say that the truth hurts, because the truth hurts, bro. But it's gonna hurt, you know. That's why people would just rather keep those doors closed. And the reason why they have so many problems throughout their lives and this is and that is because the door is closed. You know what I mean? And they just rather escape, the fact that that door exists. Why would you brainwash a daily? Oh, I don't know, for views. That's what I'm saying. Like, why even go with the cameras recording, like, two at the same time? You know, like, there's no need for that. But hey, we live in the day where now, like, you're willing to end up in jail, potentially doing 15 to life, to prove to a bunch of strangers you don't even know that you were right and they were wrong. As long as you know the truth, my boy, what does the opinion of strangers matter? Nothing, no lie will be better than the truth, my boy. No lie will ever beat the truth. So as long as you have the truth on your side, what are you worried about the opinion of others for? You know? You shouldn't. It's irrelevant what they have to think and say. Because they can think whatever they want. If it's not the truth, my boy, what does it even matter? You know what I'm saying? Oh, what's good, 626? What's cracking like it, my boy? What's up, Shadow? Saludos for that crazy dog pass. That's right. Shout out to Dog Batch Tiny Winos. Whoa, whoa. Folded in a sick way. I was just, yeah, I'm telling you, he did, my boy. Like you gonna be dissing the vato that he rolls up, calls you out for a one-on-one, and you say chalice. And you gonna say he's 270. My boy, I have gone toe-to-toe with big-ass monstros, fool. No lie, fool. Because I'm not that big, my boy. I'm small, you know. And I have gone at it with big monstros, you know. And they have whooped my ass. They have whooped me, you know what I mean? They whooped my ass. And there's some that I got the best of, you know what I mean? I want to say in 2 occasions, I got that W, you know? But, I have lost some too to some big-ass vatos. And that's fine, it's all gravy. The thing is that having the courage to stand up to these individuals, it's not about winning or losing, my boy. The outcomes of a street fight is irrelevant, who wins and who loses. It's about having the courage to confront these individuals and not letting yourself. Like if they're trying to punk you, not letting yourself. Whether you win or lose is irrelevant, my boy. It's irrelevant. That doesn't matter because you didn't let yourself. You know what I mean? Even if you lose and you get up and he tries to punk you again, you throw it down again. And you lose again. And you get up and he tries to punk you again, you throw it down again and you lose again. As long as you don't let yourself, bro. That is the purpose of the fights. Having the courage and not letting yourself. The outcomes are irrelevant. Because even if you win, what are you glorifying? You just picked on somebody that's weaker than you. So what exactly are you glorifying? You get what I mean? The greatest boxers of all time have lost fights. What? They're bitches. They can't fight. They're weenies. They're pussies because they can't fight because they lost. All these boxers, the greatest boxers and fighters have lost fights. So what? That's what I'm saying. Like, all those games are just for the internet, bro. Vatos that never been nowhere, never done nothing at the end of their lives. Those are the ones that will critique the W's and the losses and all that. Are the people that have never been in a street fight or never even... That's why they get so excited, my boy. They never witness a fight a day in their life. That's when they see one there right there recording. Oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, bitch ass fool. Those are fools that... It's like their first time witnessing it or something. Like, fools ain't even about the action. The vato that will have something to say, my boy, is always a vato that has never been in a fight a day in his life. That's why I just talk about females instead. No mames. Hey, Highness will put hands on you too, my boy. No te creas. Remember that last time we were on a live, my boy? You said that they had you in a headlock and shit? You remember? In the garage? Remember they cut you open and everything? What a homie, I said my respects. From Happy Town Pomona. That's right. Shout out to Happy Town Pomona. I don't know how, but they found me. Yeah, they'll find you. I'm telling you, they'll find you, bro. They really want to get at you. If you really talking smack, that's why it's never good to do that, my boy, because you're not looking tough to nobody. Real motherfuckers that know the game, my boy, you're not looking tough to them. You're the only people that you're impressing by talking smack on the internet. like with the tattoos on your face and head and all of that and talking all that masa and rara. The only ones that you're looking tough for are the fools that are not from the streets, people that have never are not from the ghettos and never, witnessed this, that have no street related ties. Those are the only people that think, oh my God, this guy's a serious thug. Oh, look at all those tattoos. He's definitely one bad SOB, if I do say so myself. The only people you're looking tough for, because the people from the streets, they know what they're seeing. It's just all a fucking, it's all a game. It's a facade, homie. It's a show. So the real ones are seeing right through that, bro. You know what I mean? They're seeing right through that. You get all the tattoos on your face and head all you want, my boy. You ain't fooling no one, dog. You ain't tough. And you can say that you have guns and you'll knock out as many fools and take their baby mamas and smash them. Man, so it's fine. You say all you want, my boy. We can see right through all of that. The guy who has the most to say online, my boy, is the guy that will do the least in real life. Those are the facts. Anybody from the streets could tell you that. Because the vato is going to take flight on you. It's not going to be doing all that rah-rah. And if he was around real gang members, then he would know better than not to behave in that manner, because his homies would have been like, hey, fool, shut the fuck up already. So the fact that they act like that, it already lets you know that they don't hang around homies. They don't have any homies, because if not, they wouldn't act the way they act. That shows already they hang around peer people that are not gang related and everything like that they always impress with their stories and their macho attitudes. That's why they behave in that manner. So they forget that and they come on the internet and it's like, oh yeah, I forget. Gangsters are actually watching on here. Like, yeah, and we're seeing right through that, bro. But it's all right because they're not going to say nothing online. So you don't have to worry about that. So they can keep this illusion going until they get caught in the streets, and then that's when they realize, like, oh shit. You seen it happen, with Whack 100. You seen it happen with, C-Mac. You seen it happen with several other ones. You know what I mean? That all the guys that talk loud, my boy, always end up getting checked. That's how the streets are. The guys with. Damn, and he died? Yeah, that's crazy. And sad too. Because isn't that what they're there for? Right? So how did he? And but still, how did they not notice that? Because there was a bunch of them when we were there. That's sad. Yeah, because it would have to be a kid, most likely. That's messed up. Yeah, that's why you see the fools with all these tattoos and barking all that last. That's why they always get exposed, my boy. Can you listen to my last song? Which last song? Rice Production? You have a channel, my boy? What up with? No mamas. I gotta get my burpees. Oh, that's right, my boy. Hit him. I don't want. I want. No mames. You want to party till you drop? El Monte Flores is definitely up in the house. Whoa. Shout out to the tiny midgets. Sinister Kingdom music up in the building. Whoa. Go check them out. Conejo and all of them dropping that fire. We do what we do. Yeah, that's all we could do. Teenager. The Teenager magazines? Those are old school. I hate to have to go up with the big ass food. Yeah, but sometimes you just if somebody big comes, it doesn't matter how big they are. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and even though you're gonna get your ass whooped, my boy, you can't let yourself. As a man, you just can't let yourself. You know what I mean? I mean, it's an ass whooping. Well, it's different for us because we go through it in the streets a lot. Like we end up getting jumped a lot and stuff like that. So it's like regular for us, you know what I mean? It's kind of like, that's why they jump you in. They jump you in that way. When you do get confronted by a bunch of individuals or a big ass dude, you don't bitch out because you already know how it feels to get jumped by a bunch of vatos. that, you know, to get it out of your system, you know, for that experience to get out of your system. So that's the reason why it's done. So that way, when a big four or a group of individuals confront you, you don't bitch out because you already know how it is to get down with multiple foods. So you already know más o menos the feeling. So it's gonna be like that. It can't get any worse than that. You know what I mean? So, you know, and potentially you could die. You know what I mean? But you coming from the streets, you know that when you get jumped in, you could potentially lose your life. So you know what you signed up for. You know, because anytime you get ran up on, you that could be potentially that could be your last day on earth. Those are the facts. So it's like if you don't want no smoke, then why are you talking shit for like that? I don't understand. He's a sueño. Oh, who? Big boy? Is he? What do you think about Crazy Boys? Pokemon Crazy Boys? No, she did. I got him in the neck, Holmes. No, mames. What's good, Edwin? Stacks would have had to get a new start to jump. Yeah. You know what? Just because a vato's big doesn't mean that he could put hands on you, though. Like I have said, I have lost to some big fools and I have won to some big fools. There's been 2 times where the vato was big and I thought for sure I was going to get my ass whooped, homie. And I ended up getting that W, you know? And it's like, oh, shit, you know? It was like a shock, you know? Even my homies were shocked. No, like, because when we headed back to the hood, you know, even homie told me, like, hey, fool, I thought you were going to lose, my boy. And I told them, hey, fool, I thought the same shit, dog, no lie. Yeah, sometimes don't get me wrong. I have lost against bigger fools more times than I have won, but I mean the whole point is just like standing your ground, though. You know. Like you chunk it up as you know you threw your hands, bro. It ain't nothing. You just go for the legs. Like he said, it's a street fight, my boy. So you claw, bite, poke eyes, all that shit, my boy. Anything goes. It's like they want to apply rules always to stuff. It's like, he pulled out this, or either let him get back up. It's like, might as well put a referee in there. Fools always wanted their way, huh? Like, let him ref también. Because that fool wanted to weigh. No, he wanted to weigh it. He said he's 270. No, he's like, he wanted to weigh a weight class. Imagine if we had that luxury fool. We see the enemiga slipping. Oh, this is the enemiga. Oh, wait. Nah, but that fool's bigger than. Hey, what's up, fool? Nah, hey, carnal, you like 230, fool, and I'm like 180. So no se puede. Oh, you're right, huh? Hey, check it in the street guidebook. Oh yeah, it's right here on page 13. It says that if you catch a leva slipping, you can't get down unless you're the same weight. Oh, he's right. Okay, hey, we'll catch you on the rebound, homie. You guys go your separate ways. Imagine the pendejadas. What you mean that he weighs more than you? Any vato that's from the calles, my boy, that gangbangs, you already know you can't, my boy. ¿Cómo vas a decir que you can't get down with the enemiga because that fool's like 270? You know what I mean? Like, fool, when you see your enemy slipping, fool, you take off on that fool, regardless if that vato's fucking 500 or if he's 50 pounds soaking wet. My boy, you take flight. You caught your enemy, now you do what you gotta do. There's no que I caught the enemy got slipping, fool. What you do? Well, nada, vato, because that vato was like 280. Oh, all right. That's good thing you didn't take flight, homie. You think your homie's going to tell you that? Your homie's going to be Kyle right here to the circle, homie. 3 minutes right now for your pendejadas. Hey, fool, I had a good reason why to sock up the enemy. Why? Because that fool was like 280. Oh, shit, man, that's right, fool. Yeah, it's a good thing you didn't. You think Mato's gonna be saying that? Ya nada más pinche calentada por hacer pendejo. Tus mamadas. That shit would be clean, huh? We could use that excuse. Why couldn't get eggs? That fool was 250. All right, you're right. I've never heard a gang member come and tell me, my boy, that he couldn't get down with the enemiga because the enemiga was like 270. Oh, that fool has a good eye vision, huh? He's able to tell the weight of the vato. Oh, that fool's easily 235 and a half. Like, why you weigh? How much do I weigh, my boy? That boy, I have to take out the keys. And no, it's because I have keys, my wallet. Let me take it out of my pockets. How about now? Am I 270 now? Nah, you're like 268 now. All right. Because the wallet's fat, you know. The Coachella Valley is hot as fuck. Nah, I bet, homie. It's humid, no, too. Like, you get that air, but the air is hot air. It's like, there's nothing worse than the breeze of hot air. Like, supposedly the breeze is supposed to make it feel fresher, but you hit with that breeze and it's hot air. Your eyebrows melt off. Shit. What? What happened, baby? Oh, we're gonna go in a bit. We are gonna go though. Kids want to go to the park. We're gonna take them to the park. I heard Stacks is a champion in hot dog eating world. That was that he eats hot dogs to his butt. No mames. You guys are too much, man. That was too much. Fucking 6 to 6. Damn it. Bastos, carnal. That was funny. Yeah, por eso me caes bien, güey. That was funny. Saludos, shoutouts. Big D checking. Yeah, that's right. Go check out Big D's channel. Focus down. Tuesday, make sure you eat. Oh, yeah, for sure, homie. You know we gotta hit them tacos, fool. Just like there's crazy homies from every hood. Yeah, there is. There's crazy. Look, every hood has their down ass homies, and every hood has their bitch snitch ass homies. Facts, fool. Those are facts. To say that you have nobody in your barrio that never ranked it or spilled the beans, my boy, you lying right now. Who you trying to fool, dog? Every barrio has had fools that have broke, and every barrio has had fools that are solid to the death, you know? That is how it works, my boy. When you're dealing with a crowd, a bunch of individuals, you gotta weed out the fake, and with time that happens, you know what I mean? You know, some fools just manage to slither their ways in. You know, you have homies that hate, you have homies that talk shit, there's some homies you don't get along with. You know what I mean? Like, everybody goes through that. You have your haters, you have your solid fools, you know, that's how it is. Everybody has them, you know? That's why I never bring up stories like that, like, shut up, fool, because your homie was a rat, or shut up, because your homie's a bitch. Like, because everybody has, you know, homies that you're acting like if your hood don't have them, you know what I mean? There's no need for all that talking, fool, when you see each other, you know. I get a lot of people right here on YouTube that diss my barrio and everything, and it's fine. I tell them, okay, gracias. Because there's no need to go back and forth. If you tell me in my face, then we'll see what happens. But on the internet, you can say whatever you want, whatever. Those are just words, my boy. They don't mean nothing, bro. Nothing at all. You know? Because you're not defending your neighborhood by saying something back either, you know what I mean? The only way to defend your hood is by doing something. The only way to earn your stripes is by doing something. So talking is irrelevant. Imagine, fool, going to the homies and telling them, hey, fool, I checked this vato, you was trying to diss the barrio. Where? On the internet. Oh, hey, fool, I put in work today, fool. I was talking shit to the enemy, fool. That fool didn't say shit. What? Where, fool? On the internet. My boy, your homies will tell you, cállate para acá, homie. Give you that beat down real quick, you pendejadas. Imagine having the audacity going to your homies and telling them that, fool, that you put in work by dissing the enemy, or you defending the barrio by talking shit to the fool on the internet. No, hijo, te van a dar una pinche putiza, güey. Maybe they'll knock a screw back loose or back in. That was loose. Pendejadas. Oh, you already know, little G. And we definitely have skills. Shit, bro, I've been seeing dudes get folded. It's just as fast as those have it. If there's times, fool, where vatos have fileros, my boy, they'll take that filero from you, fool. There's fools that will take the filero from you, my boy. They'll use your own filero against you. So just because you have a knife doesn't mean shit. And just because they have the knife doesn't mean that they're going to use the knife either. There's fools that take it out and they don't even use it. There's fools that take a strap on, they still get socked up and drop the gun. Like, shit, vatos pendejos. Oh, there's stories, dog, but I just can't even talk about them right here. No quiero que se me agüiten mis homies. But man, that's just funny.
I know you didn't.
Hey, babe, you know that the ones that are always at the park, whatever, he's in a wheelchair now. Yeah, look. That's crazy, huh? That's fucked up. Huh? Quieren hacer cholos, dog. You end up in a wheelchair, homie. Game is so rough, so tough. Stay in school, kids. You don't catch nothing out there but bullets. You get no jainas, no feria, none of that, bro. If I'm about to tell you you're gonna get jainas and ferias from this life, my boy, that was fucking lying to you. Like, tell him the truth, dog. Tell him what he's gonna get, fool. Pinches putazos, balazos, and drama. Que pinches viejas que ni nada. Some folks even proclaim to be spoken to with the raw truth, but we catching feelings on every conversation. That is true too. That is true too. I agree with you 100 on that. Just shout out I went to the Dodger game a few weeks ago back. Or some homies from Lincoln Heights getting thrown out. I think it was like banging on the Padre fans. See, that's one thing I don't understand, my boy. Look, you were not putting in work for your body, my boy. You were at a Dodger game, right? Can't be like, hey, dog, hey, I caught the enemy, got sleeping, dog, to fly, like, where at? At a Dodger game, like, my boy, we're over here thinking that you were gangbanging, my boy. You were rolling through the enemy guy's hood and all this and that, my boy. You were having a good time at a Dodger game. You just so happened to catch the enemy right there. Shut up. Look, when there's time for action, bro, there's time for action. You know, there's a time and place for everything, bro. You know what I'm saying? You were there with your family to have a good time. You fuck shit up just because you couldn't control your liquor. You know what I mean? Like, behave, dog. You know, you're not looking to punking a bunch of civilians. Like, they don't want no problems, bro. They're there to enjoy themselves, you know, watch a nice Dodger game, and, you know, fuck shit up for them, bro. And to think that you look hard or down for it, bro, sácate de aquí. But I understand, yeah, because I have seen that shit, and it's like an embarrassment, bro. Like, why are you gonna carry yourself like that? You know when it's time for gangbanging, when it's time for action. It's when you're posted in your barrio or when you're hunting the enemigas in their bloques. That's when you're gangbanging, right? So if you at Disneyland... You at Disneyland with your family, my boy, and you gonna take flight, like, chill out, though. Apple's there with his family, you're there with your family, you're gonna fuck shit up for your family just because you feel like punking somebody at Disneyland.
Yeah, he did die.
He did die?
She said that there's flowers and a candle on the stand.
Damn, that's... How old was he?
I don't know, they just say he's rest in peace, Dial.
Dial? Like a white name or like a nickname?
Gall.
Oh, okay, yeah, like a white. Damn, that's scandalous. It's
But that's
crazy.
true, like all these freaking lifeguards, you know, like.
Yeah.
But like they just top right there in the top.
Yeah, and they don't pay attention to their job. So we went to the Santa Fe Dam, for those who are familiar with the SUV. There's a water thing. And you can swim. They have a bunch of lifeguards, but the lifeguards are always just chit-chatting. So one of the, I guess like a person had drowned. He had to be young, you know what I mean? So that's messed up, you know? Like you go to family time to, hey, but where were his parents at también though?
The person died.
Like how you gonna let your kid drown? You're supposed to be swimming right there with him? Yeah, but then there's people that don't pay attention to their kids. My boy, ahí están los pinches kids ahí in the lake by themselves, like, su madre. Eminem said it best, but where were the parents at? Not look where it's at. Real talk. Just play the blame game. It's always somebody else's fault. It's the streets. It was the gangs. It was the Where were you at? That you didn't know that your 13-year-old kid was out there at 2 a.m. What were you doing? My boy, I mean, it's 11 p.m., dog. You have no idea where your kid is at, bro. Come on now. What you doing? You telling me you can't keep your 13-year-old home? Who runs the household? You or the kid? Oh, you just didn't care to. Having your own time, I know is lovely, you know what I mean? Not having to worry and stuff, and do what you want to do, what you want to do. But at what cost, though? I'd rather watch cartoons, even though I don't want to see that and everything, than having to bury my kid. But just because you rather watch your TV show than to care where your damn kid is at, to have your time, then because people don't want to be parents, bro. People want to still live like if they're single. When you're a parent, my boys, it's time to be a parent. No? Your days are over, carnal. You can let your kids, go out and just have them home at a decent time. Make sure that they're doing their homework. Make sure that you talk about their, what they like watching, music they like hearing, pay attention to their hobbies, interact with them, do activities together, build a relationship, build a bond. You don't want to build a bond, and they feel like they don't got no bond with you, so why even be home? They want to be out there in the streets. So why am I going to be home? Y'all don't pay attention to me anyways. What you want me home for? If you make the time at the house, feed me and cool, then they wouldn't mind being home a toda madre. But if they're going to just be thrown in the pinche sofá mirando televisión, ni te pelan. It's like, okay. Hey, Dad, look at this. I'm busy right now. I think that kid's gonna feel. They call you, a ver, oh, mira, bien chingón, así, compa. Te las pilas. But it's the sad part is that a lot of raza, parents, like older raza, they're not like that. You know what I mean? They don't care to. It's el machista in us. They don't care to display those kind of emotions. Nah, esas son para las viejas. Un hombre no enseña ni vergas. Yeah, and that's why your kids end up the way they are. If not from a gang, de un cartel. You know what I mean? That's why the murder rate in Mexico is so high. Porque todos se quieren sentir bien vergas, porque así you raise a man like that. Yeah, a man to be a delinquent. What do you think about Tyga and YG dressing in drags just before Tyga made that? They dress in drags? I guess. I don't really care so much about what they do with their personal life. My thing with Tyga was just his song video. What he does in his spare time, how he dresses, how he does things, I don't really care for that. That's his life. He can do whatever he wants with his life. That's not my business. My business was that video. That's the only concern I have with him. Everything else he does and all that, that's irrelevant to me.
Wait, you don't have the charger?
What's good with you, my boy Seeds? What's your favorite place to eat in North Hollywood? It was Sirloin Burger. There's a Chinese food place right there in it's on Tahunga and how is it on Coldwater? It's on Coldwater and Minoan. There's a spot right there. A Chinese food spot and a Mexican spot next to it, where they sell birria. You could even get pozole right there, my boy. It's on Coldwater and Minoan. Right where it's like a little dentist place is at. There's a Burger King también. Right there, that's just fuego. I don't know if you know I forgot the name of that Mexican spot. But they got some, you get some bump pozole and cheap too, for decent prices. But Sirloin Burger was a spot, my boy. If you ever ate that Sirloin Burger, you know what I'm talking about, with the chicken, with the deep fried fries and the pickle that they used to give you, and then they had the burger with the diced up onions with the Thousand Island sauce. It was right there in my neighborhood, but homies no se portaban bien, so they closed that bitch down. There's too many fights and shootings and all that. Che, vatos nomás cagan el palo.
What do you do?
I'm not gonna lie, I got jumped there a few times. I did my thing right there a few times too. You would go, we'll get out of school and we'll go, and there would be the kids, our age, from school too, backpack and everything. They'd be sitting in the benches right there, and he's like, oh, these fools are in our neighborhood, and then se armaban unos putazos. Oh yeah, se armaban unos pinches bombos bien machín ahí. To be young and dumb, huh? Sometimes we'll get the best of them because we'll walk. It'll be like 9 of us walking home, and they'll be right there. There'll be like 9 or 5 vatos. And sometimes it was just you and a homie or 2 other homies, and we'll go, and there was like 2 tables full of the enemy, and it's like, tit for tat, bro. Sometimes you came up with that, upper hand. Sometimes you came out short.
No.
Well, we used to find joy in, huh? Just I made a skateboarding movie called North Hollywood. It's called. It's a cool movie. Sure, got more attention. Serio? They made a skateboarding movie. What's the movie called, my boy? Shoot it. Yeah, I'd love to watch it. That's my city, my boy. I can't remember from this. Yeah, there's just sometimes people just, the choices in life they make, It's a good thing that you didn't become one because you're going to get nothing out of this, you know what I mean? That's the cold-hearted truth, bro. Those are the facts of the matter. You get nothing, zero. You're going to pay more than what you're going to receive. Yeah, the homies too. Oh yeah, we used to get down with the homies. That way our skills wouldn't get rusty. We would have fights in the park. Homies just throw hands. To keep our fighting skills, sharp. Yeah, throw it down with the homies for fun. Yeah. Yeah, we used to be at the parque underneath the bridge, and we used to have friendly fades, with the homies to make sure our skills don't get rusty, and and yeah. And then shake our hands after and drink, and there was no beef or no butter. And that fools in days, you can't tell them nothing's Sagüita, they don't want to talk to you. Before, homies were knocking each other's heads out, and it was like nothing. It was like, all right, feed me. That's how it was, you would have arguments in the hood with your homies, for whatever reasons. And it's like, well, fuck you then. And then you throw putazos, and after, like, órale, homie, shit. You're, right. Homies released what they had in them, and that was it. You would just chill, and there was no animosity there. Like, you'll do your thing, and nobody had to record or nothing like that. And nobody was clowning you if you lost or nothing like that. People would be like, all right, that's right, because homie did his thing, se aventó los putazos, regardless if you win or lose, my boy. The fact is that you got down. But nowadays, fools, the reason why fools take out guns and start shooting individuals, my boy, is because vatos don't want to take the L because they're afraid that they're going to get made fun of on the internet. So instead of risking getting made fun of on the internet, they rather just smoke the fool instead of taking the chance of losing. And for that reason, because they don't want to get made fun of by a bunch of people they don't even fucking know, who will probably never got in a fight a day in their lives. They care that much about the opinions of strangers, because that's what this world has become. That people care so much for the attention of people they don't even fucking know. Like, who cares what they say? Who are they? Do you know them? You're probably never gonna see them a day in their life, so who gives a fuck what they say? They ain't gonna say it to your face. So why do you care so much? But that's what this world became nowadays. People are trying. That's the reason why people are always talking about these monies and these stacks. Money and these stacks and want Louis Vuitton and Versace and everything because they want to impress people they don't even know. That's the reason for it. The reason why they do these videos shining the money, because they want to impress a bunch of strangers. They want the approval and praise of people they don't even know. Like, oh, look at that fool's got money. That's what they're striving for, that attention. That's why they chase Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and all that. It's not because those shits are chingon and it's good stuff. It's because people know that shit is expensive. So that way, meaning the individual has money, meaning the individual is successful. They're craving the approval of people they don't even know, bro. That is the reason why they're chasing that. Like, you care so much for the opinion of people you don't even fucking know. That's what's really going to make you happy, huh? Because you don't need to have riches in order to be happy with your life and yourself, you know what I mean? But there's some people that just need that approval. That is the only way they'll be happy. That's the only reason why they chase that stuff. It's not because that shit looks fucking chingon and perro. I seen Gucci, Louis Vuitton for that shit looks average. Basic ass fucking design, There's nothing impressive about it. There's nothing wow about it. But it's the fact that it costs them as much as it costs is why people chase it. You know what I mean? The approval of people they don't even know, bro. It's a sad world we live in nowadays. It's a materialistic world. Not to should be afraid of the next man. Exactly, you shouldn't be afraid of the next man. And there's no reason why to talk shit to the man who lost either way. You know what I mean? You don't look extra hard for that or nothing like that. Hey, look, you do your thing, putazos, and you go your way, they go their way. Así de fácil, way. You know what I mean? No need for the extra. You know, because now you're being petty, fool. Only thing I wheelchairs is clean shit. So the only thing clean on wheelchairs is clean shit. Shut up. In all hoods interviews that they done, have you ever got the feeling you may not make it out of the neighborhood? Oh no, that's always in your head. That's always in your head that you might not make it out. Making it out is actually a surprise that you actually do because you in your head actually have the mentality that you're not gonna make it out. You know, because think of it like this. This is the crazy part. Before you get into a hood, you know you could potentially die, lose your life. You know you could potentially get shot and all that, right? You are a 13-year-old. 13, 12, 11, 10 to some homies, you know, 14, 15, whatever. But you're in your early teens when you get into a neighborhood. You are a 13, 14-year-old that doesn't care whether he lives or dies or gets shot. Put that into perspective. If a kid comes from a loving home, right? A nice home with a loving family and everything, but the kid doesn't care whether he lives or dies. There's something wrong, isn't there? He's 14, 15 years old, 13. He doesn't care if he lives or dies or gets shot or gets killed. He doesn't care. Then there's something wrong, no? If you're coming from a loving home, then how could he have a mentality like that? Then there's an issue, right? Then the kid, then there's some problems going on, right? Because the kid doesn't care whether he lives or dies. Right? How are you gonna come from a loving home, loving people, and you don't care if you live or die? Right? Because that shows the opposite of what's happening, no? So we have to get to the bottom of these problems. People are always so quick to blame other gang members because other gang members don't plant these ideas in your head. They're not making you feel this, you know what I mean? They're not bribing you so much where you don't care for your own life. You know, what could they promise you that's better than that? So there's issues going on, no? So while people always try to blame everything, let's get to the psychology behind this because he's a 13-year-old that doesn't care whether he lives or dies. So there's some issues going on here. But nobody ever wants to look at that, you know, because it provides, I guess, to some people what they call showing them sympathy. It's not sympathy, it's just getting to the bottom, understanding. There's a difference between sympathy and understanding. You know, but why look at the psychology behind it? No, they're no good thugs and everything like that. They're a fucking 13-year-old that doesn't care whether he lives or dies and he's just lashing out at the world like every other teenager does.
Get off my bed, I just made it.
But nobody ever wants to look at none of that shit, you know what I mean? Everybody's just so quick to just, you know, want to talk shit. He's fucking lowlife, he's fucking living and everything. Yeah, okay, it's so easy to say all of that. How's that fixing the problem? How is that fixing the problem? How are you bringing some kind of solution to the problem? I would think that that's making the problem worse. If you want somebody to take your advice or what you're saying into consideration, I doubt the last thing you want to do is come and be insulting the individual. How is he going to hear you out like that? You want him to listen to you? When have you ever seen that you come to somebody or even war, when two countries are going to war and you come and you talk shit about that country like your ways are stupid, all your people are dumb and you smell like shit and they're going to be like sign the peace treaty like that? Where does it work like that? People always talk about they want to help these individuals and change the problem. How is that? By talking shit. How is that changing the problem? Isn't it just aggravating the problem? Isn't it making the problem worse? Is it now making these people shut you down and not even hear what you got to say because you don't even want to take the time to bother to understand? And aren't you fueling the fire in that way? So how are you fixing the problem? So you are not a part of the solution. You are a part of the problem now. Yet for some reason, I don't know if it's because you're not a gang member yourself that you think by you saying all of this shit, or you're entitled to say all of this shit. You know what I mean? But you're not. You're not. You know. You don't get to talk shit and then explain like, oh, why do people act the way they act, or why aren't they listening to my advice? I wonder. But like I said, you know, individual, I was gonna see it, you know, however they want to see it, whatever makes them feel better. You know what I mean? Because they feel like once they start understanding, maybe they're coping with the problem now. You know, maybe now they feel like maybe now they're, you know, supporting the problem. Maybe that's why, you know, when it's nothing like that. It has nothing to do with that. But I'm just saying, you know, well, we're going to wrap it up. We've already been here long enough. Gracias.